Hello, welcome. My name is SlugMTG, and before we get started, I just wanted to let you guys know that SinCity MTG recently collaborated with me on a video where we just played a couple matches, chatted back and forth, had a good time. And if you want to check it out, the link to the video will be down in the description below. Although I do have to make a quick note that I think Discord swapped over my microphone to a different one than what I actually wanted to use, so there was a little bit of microphone problems in the video. I do apologize for that, but overall it was a lot of fun. I had a great time, and you guys should definitely check them out. But as for today's video, we have another hyper budget Pauper deck tech, this time around mono green Stompy. Now, mono green Stompy is a very popular deck. In fact, according to MTGGoldfish, it is actually the most popular deck right now. However, the deck itself can cost around 35 ticks to put together, and that's quite a lot for someone like me, although a lot of the cost comes down to a few expensive cards that we can end up cutting. And so after those cuts, I came up with a list that cost 3.41 ticks, much more manageable, and can still very much hold its own in the metagame. So to talk about specific cards and specific cuts I made, let's hop onto Magic Online. So looking at the deck list here, the big cuts that I did have to make ended up being the Nettle Sentinels, Kyrion Rangers, and the Rancors. Those were the main cuts from the main board, and in its place, I added in 4 Wildwood Trackers. So they are 1 mana 1/1s, however they get +1/+1 until end of turn whenever they attack if I control another non-human, and seeing as the only humans I have in the deck are going to be the Burning Tree Emissaries and the Skargan Pit Skulks, most of the time they will be 2/2s for 1. I added in a couple more Young Wolf to help with the resiliency, as when they die they come back with a +1/+1 counter on it. And I also added Treetop Ambusher, which is a 2/1 for 1 and a green, although it does have dash, so if you cast it for its dash cost, it comes down with haste and you return it to your hand at the beginning of the end step. And whenever it attacks, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn, so pretty good at pumping. And I also added 1 more land. With the absence of the Kyrion Ranger, we kind of do need to hit that 2nd or 3rd land drops. Although the rest of the list looks pretty typical, we have the Hunger of the Howl Pack to help buff our board whenever anything dies, Savage Swipe to help with removal, Skargan Pit Skull can be another 2/2 for 1 if we play it on the 2nd turn after we swing. Vines of Vastwood is really good protection, and it can also pump a creature for the win or whatever we need it for. Vault Scourge is a cheap flyer that can be put down for 1 mana. Nest Invader is a really good tempo play, and the Eldrazi spawn that we get can sacrifice for a colorless, turning on Hunger of the Howl Pack. River Boa is against all those blue decks, and the regenerate is actually very nice. This is a very resilient creature that the opponent can struggle a lot to take out. Wild Mongrel is an interesting card. It's here to help discard, pump itself up, and it also gets around protection spells or prismatic strands since it can change color. It's a very interesting card, I will say that. And we also have Burning Tree Emissary to help just really snowball and to get a giant board down quickly. If we end up with 2 of these in our opening hand, it's ridiculous. And then the Elephant Guides are there to help finish the game, and if our creature gets removed, we get a 3/3 elephant, which is also a very nice body. So the deck itself, as you can see, is very aggressive, wants to put down a lot of creatures early, swing in with a lot of power, and just overwhelm the opponent before they can really do anything about it. So moving on to the sideboard here, we have Graveyard Hate with Fairy Macabre, very good against Prismatic Strands, Moment's Peace, or just flashback spells in general, or Tortured Existence decks if they're getting something back. Just very good targeted Graveyard Hate. If we need more removal, we are running Epic Confrontations. Against flyers, we are running some Leaf Crown Dryads. We are running quite a few Return to Natures, as they are just a very good flexible removal spell. Weather the Storm against the likes of Burn, and Viridian Longbow in case we are running into a deck with a lot of fog effects. So that is the deck in a nutshell. So let's hop into some games and see how we do. All right, so we're into the game, and oh, we won the dice roll. We definitely want to go first with this deck, and that is a 1-land hand. I don't think we can keep that. And 2 lands, Burning Tree. This is a lot better, so we'll keep this. And what do we bottom? I think Hunger of the Howl Pack. So we'll put that down, and then we have the Wildwood Tracker first, and pass the turn. So an island preordain, which is good. It means we'll be able to swing in with our Skargan Pit Skull. This is looking like it's going to be a pretty good turn for us. Let's go ahead and swing in. We deal the damage. Let's get in Burning Tree. And with the mana we now have, let's put in the Pit Skull. And we can now play the Vault Scourge with the red mana. So not a bad turn too. Pass. How are they going to react to this? A second island and a snap. Interesting. Okay. Most likely sitting on a counter spell, which is, we drew a second one, so that's actually fine. We will swing in with both of them. We get the trigger. Okay, our opponent doesn't do anything. They take the damage. Let's go ahead, keep the pressure on. If they counter this, that is fine. We have a second one. Yep, that is fine. There's the second one. Pass the turn. So this could just be mono blue Delver we're up against, or just a fairy list control. Looks like fairy. An elephant guide. We do not have the mana to pay for it though. We want to swing in with Vault Scourge. They'll most likely block and trade, which is fine because I don't want Spell Stutter Sprite to be that powerful. We do have a lot of low costed spells. Let's stay on the aggressive path, swing out everything. And what do they do? We do have a Vines of Vastwood, so if they try to do anything, I don't think it's worth trying to kick that because Spell Starter Sprite will just counter it anyway. So that's perfectly fine by me. Clears the way for the rest of our board, and we hold up protection. They ponder, and there's the Delver. Looks like they're keeping up counter magic. I think we try for the Savage Swipe, because if it goes through, we just win. So let's try for it now. We'll do the Skargan against the Delver, and if they try to bounce the Skargan, we do have the Vines. So they do try to snap. We will give our guy Hexproof, no longer be returned, and with them being tapped out, this should be... Oh no, we lost our non-human, so Wildwood Tracker. They'll be down to 1. Oh, and they scoop up anyway. So what do we bring in against mono blue Delver? I think the more creatures, the better, so we'll bring in the Leaf Crown Dryads. I think we'll take out the Elephant Guides with the snaps and bouncing back to our hands. I think they'll just fall off, and this helps lower our overall curve. So let's run it back like that and see what happens. A 1-land hand, no 1-drop creatures. Yeah, we're mulling that. Okay, this is a lot better. I think we will keep this, and I think we'll bottom a land. So they just go ahead and ponder. A bottom 2 and draw. All right, so let's just go ahead. Young Wolf or Vault Scourge? Let's go ahead and go with the Vault Scourge. Or no, Young Wolf. We're going with the Young Wolf. So next turn we can play Nest Invader, sacrifice the Eldrazi spawn to get the Vault Scourge out. Just helps clean up our mana usage a little bit. Looks like they ponder. And oh no, I bet they were stuck on 1 land, weren't they? Well, yeah, I guess we win that one. Looks like we lost the dice roll. This is a 1-land hand, but I'm actually very tempted to keep it because we could draw into another land and we have 3 Pit Skulks. So this could be really bad. I'm gonna make a very bad decision. I'm gonna keep this. I'm only keeping this because we're on the plane. They just cracked their Evolving Wilds. Another blue deck. Well, we do not draw a land, but let's go ahead and run out the Pit Skull and pass the turn. A Delver. So another Delver deck. 2 Delvers. Oh, that's not really what we want to see. If they blind flip next turn, that's going to be really bad. We do end up drawing the second Forest, though. I wonder if they're willing to trade. Would it be worth swinging in? I believe it is worth it swinging in. If they block, I will Hunger of the Howl Pack. If they choose not to, we're going to get quite a bit of power up on the board with our 2 Pit Skulks, and that will be turn. Do they flip? Okay, they do not flip. That's what we want to see. So this is blue-red Delver. They are not running Scred, however. They ponder. That's very weird. Blue-red not running Scred. So they bolt. Nothing we can do about that. So what do we do here? We could end up doing the Treetop Ambusher. I think we'll go ahead and swing in and play the Nest Invader afterwards, and then the following turn we can sacrifice the spawn to put down the Treetop Ambusher, and then we'll have a green mana left open for the Vines of Vastwood. Mutagenic Growth, is that actually worth using Vines on there? They only have 2 cards left in hand, so it might be... Yeah, let's use Vines on their creature. That way they cannot target it. I really wish they would have blocked and then did that. That would have been better. We'll get in for 3. I want to keep these down, although that does mean I don't have any more creatures to put down. Do they flip? They do not. They reveal an island, so that's good. I have 2 cards left in hand. What are they? Looks like they're just passing. Comes back to us. We draw a land. That's actually not too bad. Let's go ahead and swing both of them in. No blocks. Now, do they have a counter spell? All right, so then let's go ahead, play the Treetop Ambusher, and pass the turn. Do these flip? Oh, they flip. Oh no. They get Brainstorm. This could be bad. Into Preordain. They are definitely finding some answers. Looks like they Teamer Battle Rage now. Teamer Battle Rage? That is very weird. That's not something you typically see, but I guess we'll go ahead. How much power are we swinging with? 2, 4, 6. Looks like 8. So let's just go ahead and swing in. We'll spread the love around. And I think we'll just keep mana up in case they have some weird board wipe. I'll keep up Hunger of the Howl Pack to save something. I don't know. Put down Wild Mongrel in case they put down a couple of other creatures. And we'll pass the turn. And we win the first game. I guess we bring in the Dryads again. They didn't look like they were running much bounce. So Elephant Guides might actually be pretty good here. Maybe we only bring in 1 Dryad. Take out 1 Elephant Guide and maybe 1 Wild Mongrel. And we'll try that. So we have another 1 land hand. However, not a lot of 1-drops. So I think I do have to mull. Oh no. Do I go down to 5? I can't keep this. This is nothing. Well, looks like I'm keeping this one. And I will go ahead and bottom the Nest Invader and Hunger of the Howl Pack, I guess. Oh boy, this could be rough. Turn 1 Ponder. We pull another Wildwood Tracker. So let's play the Forest. We will play the Wildwood Tracker. In our pre-combat main phase, we'll go ahead and put down the Young Wolf to get the non-human trigger. Or we could put down the other Wildwood Tracker, I guess. Play Brainstorm. And pass it back to us. No land, unfortunately. Let's play the Young Wolf and swing in for 2. Pass the turn. Hopefully we'll draw a land, please. Out comes the Kiln Fiend, okay. So I guess the Teamer Battle Rage makes a bit more sense now. Still not another land. Let's go ahead, swing in with both. If they choose to block, then it's not necessarily that bad. And they choose not to block, which means we will be getting down a second Young Wolf and passing the turn. Goblin Wizardry. Okay, that's not exactly what I expected. Choosing not to swing though, and we draw a Burning Tree. If we get a second land, we're good, but apparently we're not getting that second land. So what do I swing with? I know we need to be aggressive. I'll swing with the Wildwood Tracker. They choose not to block, and we will play the other Wildwood Tracker. Pass the turn. I don't necessarily want to open myself up to just getting blown out through a bunch of cantrips. There's the Teamer Battle Rage. It's very interesting that they're choosing to do that now instead of at instant speed. Are we dead? A second Teamer Battle Rage. Okay. Looks like they're moving to combat. Swinging everything. Oh boy. When we block here, that's going to block the most damage, and then it doesn't really matter where we send these other 2. How much damage is this going to be overall? That's 6 plus 14, that's 20. That's exactly lethal. So if we block this, we'll be at 1 life. Shouldn't make that much of a difference. So we're down to 1. We get the Undying triggers. What do we draw? So we draw a land. Is that too little, too late? We can kick a Vines of Vastwood. How much damage are we looking at? That is 2, 4, 6. That is 10 damage. We are 3 off. I think we just have to play Burning Tree into Nest Invader and hope for the best next turn. And just hope that they don't have a bolt or anything like that. There's the Burning Tree. We will chain that into a Nest Invader. Couple more bodies. And let's hope they don't have a bolt. Okay, Preordain. We can handle that for now. The Teamer Battle Rage. Is that So that is 14 damage coming at me right now. So it looks like we're going on to the next one. We have a much better idea of what we're going up against now. So let's go ahead, take out the Leaf Crown Dryads and bring in the Epic Confrontations. If we can kill or Kiln Fiends, then they are pretty much just dead in the water. And we are on the play as well, so that's going to be a huge bonus. This is a very interesting hand. I'm wondering if we do keep this. We have 2 fight spells, a way to buff up Burning Tree, and protection. So I think I'll actually keep this. That might be really bad, but we also really hate mulliganing. Put down a forest, pass turn. I'm hoping they do a turn 1 Delver. Nope, Evolving Wilds. Skargan Pit Skulk. So we do have something else to play. Although I think we'll just play the Burning Tree. And do we let the mana fizzle? I don't think so. The reason why is we have Hunger of the Howl Pack and fight spells, so we will definitely be able to pump up our board anyway. So we have a Preordain and a Bolt. So I guess they really did not like the Pit Skulk, but let's go ahead and swing in with the Burning Tree, get in a couple points of damage, and play the Nest Invader. And we'll go ahead and call that a turn. Nivix Cyclops, that's okay. We'll just kill it. We definitely want to Savage Swipe that. We'll put it on, it doesn't matter, the Nest Invader. So that will go away, and we can go ahead, swing in. And I think we'll go ahead and use the Hunger of the Howl Pack on the Burning Tree. Get in for 9 points of damage. Oh, why did we swing at the spawn? Oh well, doesn't matter. And I guess we'll just go ahead, pass the turn. There's the Kiln Fiend. There's the one we don't like. We pull a Wild Mongrel. I think Epic Confrontation is going to be good. So let's just go ahead, have the Nest Invader beat up the Kiln Fiend. Do they have a response? And they scoop it up. So can we go 3 for 3? We are on the play. That is what we like to see. With a hand that's, it could be decent. It could also not be decent. I think I'll keep it though. I can play the Wildwood Tracker, and then the Young Wolf. And let's see what our opponent is on. A turn 1 Bajuka Bog. It must be low on lands. So if this is black control, then Young Wolf is a pretty good draw here. Go ahead and play the Young Wolf and attack for 2. Pass the turn. So they do have the Witches. I'm tempted to do Hunger of the Howl Pack. That way I can Savage Swipe. Or I could just Elephant Guide. Let's go ahead, Hunger of the Howl Pack now on the Wildwood Tracker. That way they will get the buff for the Savage Swipe. So they will be able to take out the Witches. We can actually Hunger the Howl Pack on the Wildwood Tracker, but I don't think I want to put all my eggs in one basket. That will be 8 damage, bring them down to 10. That might be worth it, actually. I think I will do that. I don't want to put it on the Young Wolf because of the Undying, and I'm relying on Young Wolf to take Edict effects at the moment. We will Hunger. They will take 9, and I will bluff like we have a Vines of Astwood or something. Tapped Witch's Cottage. You always hate to play those types of lands tapped. Navigator's Compass. And they pass the turn. What are they doing? We get a River Boa. I think I just want to do the Elephant Guide on our Young Wolf. And they do actually have the Defile. So I probably should have been playing around that, honestly. But we do knock them down to 6. And we have Lethal next turn, regardless. So still would have been a little better to bring him down to 2 instead. And we will pass turn. Riverbow is actually a very nice draw with the Regenerate. Jittering Rats, I don't care about that. I will just go ahead, swing in. They are forced to block the tracker here. They will go down to 4, and I will play the Riverboa, leaving a green open to regenerate. So yes, they do block. And the Village Rites. They are down to 4, and let's play the Riverboa. Pass the turn. They play the Gray Merchant just for 2. I think that wins us the game right there. Yeah, they are forced to block the Wildwood. They will take 4, and then I can pump up with Vines of Vastwood. So let's go ahead and do that. And they block that, and let's go ahead, pick the Riverboa. We take game 1 against Mono Black Control. This is a rough matchup. I don't know if we necessarily sideboard anything in against this. It's just a matter of being as fast as possible. So the fact that we were on play game 1 really helps, and the fact that they had a bunch of lands I kept entering tapped was also very nice. I don't think we change anything. I think we just run it right back. This does look like a pretty good start, so I will keep this. Turn 1, Wildwood. So they have a Navigator's Compass. What colors are they splashing for? So turn 1, Wildwood Tracker, and then turn 2, we can do Burning Tree Emissary into probably the Pit Skulk. A second Compass, and they have a mana open. Is this a possible Defile? So I actually have an interesting line. Do I play the Burning Tree Emissary into maybe a Wildwood Tracker? Other than I wouldn't be able to do the Skargan Pit Skulk. I think what I want to do is to go ahead and do the Wildwood Tracker into the Young Wolf now. And then that way this will get the bonus, and I can save Burning Tree Emissary for next turn. So they take the 2, and let's see what they've got. They have the Witches. So I think we just go ahead and swing in. And what do? They block there. Interesting. Young Wolf comes back. And I'm wondering, I think especially with the Witches, I think I will just put out the Pit Skulk after the Burning Tree. I definitely want to leave the green mana open to regenerate the River Boa. Although I do have a green mana open. Not entirely sure what I was thinking, but I do put in a 2/2 creature that's a little harder to block. I think regardless, it's just might be a bit better. Maybe not quite as efficient with mana. Oh, okay, they are pinging one of the Wildwood Trackers. I think I just want to ping their face. And that happened. I'm surprised they did that now. They have to have instant speed removal. Elephant Guide, that's really good. My problem is what removal are they holding in hand? I think I have to wait, because if I play the Elephant Guide, they're just going to kill whatever it's on and I get 2 for 1. So we will swing in with everything for 8 damage. Aha, I knew it. So what do we want to get rid of? Honestly, I don't really think it matters. So we'll just get rid of the Young Wolf, I guess. And then now we can play the Elephant Guide, probably on the Wildwood Tracker to get it out of the pinging range. And we'll bluff that we have a Vines or something. Defiles are going to be very annoying. Oh, so they spent Defile to get rid of the Tracker, but then I'm just going to get the Elephant. What are they doing here? So they float the 2 mana and they're going to spend it on the Elephant? Chainer's Edict. Okay, we will get rid of the Burning Tree Emissary. And it comes back to us. I don't think I really want to play out the Wildwood Tracker right now. I will play the River Boa. Or do I? Because they tend to tap on their turn. So if they tap, I think I will play it. If they tap to get rid of it on their turn, then I swing in for lethal. And so they are forced to wait. And it prevents like Chittering Rats from messing up with my draws and whatnot. So if they are tapping. Yeah, so they are choosing the Tracker. I will go ahead and hit their life total. And then the Village Rites, they need another 2-drop. Or a 3-drop now. And they scoop it up. So very interesting. If they would have blocked, then they would have survived 1 more turn, I think. Although I didn't know what I was drawing, it immediately kicked me from the match. So we actually managed to go 3-0 this time around. That's actually quite good. As you can see, the deck itself still works very well. We can get a lot of creatures out early, keep the pressure on, and despite missing some of the more expensive cards like the Nettle Sentinels and Curion Rangers, we still do put up a very good fight. Wildwood Tracker is, I think, the biggest surprise for me. I mean, it's a 2/2 for 1. It is the poor man's Nettle Sentinel, but it works. Still works very well. It gives us a really good 1-drop. Overall, I am very happy with the deck. I think this is a very good beginner's intro into mono green Stompy, or even just a budget deck in general. It puts up one heck of a fight, kills people very quickly, and we were able to go 3-0 against Delver, Izzet, and Mono Black Control. So pretty good showing. As far as upgrades for this deck, it's obvious, just buy the regular mono green Stompy list, as this is just a direct knockoff for it. But I think the fact that this still works very well speaks a lot to how strong green Stompy is at the moment. I think it got a bit better with the bans, but I've also heard rumors that Flickertron is back and better than ever, so I guess we'll see. But until then, I want to thank you guys guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I really do appreciate it. But now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go outside, train some squirrels, and beat some people up.